Hello, students, back again with Robert Frost's Birches. Robert Frost's Birches. Okay, so yes, it's lovely. It's beautiful. Again, birches is the name of a tree which grow in these cold countries. Okay, and एक पेड़ को देख के what all can a poet think after seeing a beautiful big tree with its branches actually bending across the pathways. Just imagine, you and me keep passing through pathways and see the sort of twisted or fallen or sort of stooping branches of the trees, but it doesn't matter to us, we just pass. Robert Frost doesn't pass. He writes a poem on it. When I see birches bent to left and right across the lines of straighter, darker trees, he says, going through a pathway, and he says birches are bending sometimes towards left side, sometimes towards the right side, across the lines of straighter, darker trees, and they are in the middle of, dark, beautiful, lush green trees. And the other trees are straight, but the birches are bending here and birches are bending there. I like to think some boy's been swinging them. And he says, the best thought that comes to my mind there is that, some boy might be having fun. This must have been his pastime, swinging on these birches and actually enjoying himself. This must have been his pastime. He wants to think. Some boy's been swinging them. Some boy, some village poor boy who cannot afford to go to the cities of America and play basketball or baseball for the matter, is been swinging them. But swinging doesn't bend them down to stay as ice storms do. And then he logics. And then he deduces, or induces rather. What is his deduction? That, boys swinging on the birches cannot bend them to stay forever. It's always the ice storms, the blizzards. The ice actually settles on the trees, and then, the heavy load of the ice then pulls the branches down. Often you must have seen them loaded with ice a sunny winter morning after a rain. He says, when it is winter time and it has rained and it has snowed, when you walk through the woods or the pathways in the morning, you see that they are loaded with ice. They click upon themselves as the breeze rises. And this is interesting, children. They click upon themselves means as you walk, तो टिक टिक टहनियों के टूटने की आवाज़ आती है. The click of the breaking of the twigs or the small supple branches. They click upon themselves as the breeze rises. So उनके ऊपर there is a load of ice, and as the wind starts blowing or the breeze starts blowing, the weight actually pressurizes, puts a pressure on them, and the twigs or the branches or those supple small branches, they start breaking and turn many colored as the stir cracks and crazes their enamel. And when those branches break, and if you look at them, you can see those, they're many colored, they're maroon and rust and orange. You can see many colors in them as the stir cracks. The stir means the breeze. It cracks these twigs or the branches from the middle, and you can see, and crazes means it actually takes away the enamel or the upper skin, and when the upper skin is gone, you can see those amazing colors of the wood. Okay, soon the sun's warmth makes them shed crystal shells, shattering and avalanching on the snow crust. And very soon what will happen? The sun's warmth, as the sun becomes warmer, they shed crystal shells. Now as it has snowed, and then it is sunrise, and in the morning you can see when the sun is getting maturer, the trees then shed. They shed means the crystal shells. Crystal means those gleaming, glistening, bright. Shells means those little pieces of ice they start falling off the trees, shattering and avalanching on the snow crust. And as they fall, they shatter, they just break into pieces, and avalanches, they create a big noise on the snowy floor, or the earth, or the ground. Okay, such heaps of broken glass to sweep away. And in the morning it is tough time for anybody. अगर ये किसी का garden है या किसी का passage है, तो the cleaners, everybody has a very big task of sweeping away the heap of broken glass. Means that small pieces of ice which appear to be like shiny broken glass. Okay, you'd think the inner dome of heaven had fallen. And this is again, you and me can't think, Robert Frost can think कि इतना चमकीला, इतने सुंदर सुंदर टुकड़े सिर्फ हेवन के डोम मीने की, वो उसका जो गुंबद होता है उसी के होंगे. तो you can imagine that he is thinking that, seeing those big heaps of fallen ice, he feels that this the inner dome or the interior part of the heaven has fallen down. They are dragged to the withered bracken by the load, and they seem not to break. And this is amazing, this is very, very important. This is something that you'll enjoy actually. And it is, they are dragged to the withered bracken. Bracken is a shrub, small shrub which grows under the trees. So they are brought down by the weight, and they start touching the withered, means the not so healthy, unhealthy, or something that is decaying, that withered bracken shrub by the load. The load of the ice is so much that the branches stoop and they start touching the bracken which is growing near the ground. Okay, and they seem not to break. And this is very important. How beautiful. What is he talking about here? And they seem not to break. After the blizzard, after the snowfall, the breezes, or the boy having swung on them, the branches do not appear to be breaking. They seem not to break. Though once they are bowed so low for long, they never right themselves. If I were there in the class, I would have discussed these two lines with you for an hour. Such beautiful lines. They seem not to break. Look at the tenacity, look at the resilience, look at the tenacity, look at the urge to stay. They never break. Though once they are bowed, once they are pulled down ruthlessly, rudely, and if they are hanging low for long, they have been hanging like that for a very long time, they never right themselves, they never straighten themselves. People, you, me, when we are treated badly, children, for a very long time, we might not die, but we do not straighten ourselves also. We do not get into a normal state or sane state of being also. So how beautiful is that you are broken, that you are you are suppressed and oppressed for very long. You don't die, but you cannot actually sort of be the same ever again, be the normal sane self ever again. Okay, yeah. So again, this is very interesting. You may see their trunks arching in the woods years afterwards. और जब आप जंगल से जाते हैं तो you might be seeing they are arching, they are just sort of bending towards the earth. Whenever you pass, you can see for years they remain like this. They don't break, but they remain suppressed or oppressed. Okay. Trailing the leaves on the ground like girls on hands and knees that throw their hair before them over their heads to dry in the sun. जो रस्टिक गर्ल्स होती है ना बेटा, सो व्हेन दे वॉश देयर हेयर, वो लोग क्या करती हैं, बैठ जाती हैं, एंड देन दे पुट देयर हैंड ऑन देयर नीज, एंड देन दे लेट देयर हेयर फॉल ऑन दैट stand of their hand and let the hair dry in the sun. So when you look at these amazing branches, you can see that they are bowed down and that their leaves are actually touching the ground as the girl's hair touched the ground when she leaves them to dry. But I was going to say, when truth broke in with all her matter of fact about the ice storm, he was saying, I was going to say, when, I was going to talk about all this. When the truth, in a matter of fact, means better, in a very casual way, a, a truth dawned upon me about the ice storm. He says, I really wanted to feel and believe that it was some boy who had done it. When you talk, but then suddenly the truth about the ice storm came to my mind. I should prefer to have some boy bend them as he went out and in to fetch the cows. And he says, कोई farmer का बेटा, कोई बहुत गरीब सा बेचारा जो cannot go to the bigger cities to entertain himself with bigger amusements. He says, when he was taking his cow from here to there, he might have just hung himself on the branches, swung a bit, and then gone away. So I would love to believe that it is some farmer's boy who has done it. Okay, some boy too far from town to learn baseball. Now he might could be some poor boy who's away from the town, and he cannot play the expensive game of baseball, so he's just entertaining himself by swinging on the birch's branch, whose only place was what he found himself. And how amazing, beta. Poor people or people who are not supplied well, they find their own means of entertainment, their own means of livelihood, their own means of sustenance, their own means of struggle. Okay? Yes. Summer or winter, and could play alone. So, the children of the poor people, whether it be summer or it be winter, they find their own amusements. They play all by themselves. They play all alone. All right? Sorry. Yes. One by one, he subdued his father's trees by riding them down over and over again. एक के एक उसने अपने फादर के सारे ट्रीज को he rode them, he hung on them, he used to swing on them, and he brought them down until he took the stiffness out of them, and he used to swing on them till the branch would become limp and would then start bending. So all the stiffness of that branch would be gone, and not one but hung limp. All of them were limping, they were hanging limp, and not one was left for him to conquer, and there was not one that he could again sort of play upon. Now how amazing is that? When they could look at the way the meanings can be drawn out of a beautiful poem. Now he does not have any control over anything, so he takes it out on these branches, brings them down, all of them. He conquers all of them because, he's conquered by everybody. So he also has to conquer something. So he will conquer the tree. He learned all there was to learn about not launching out too soon, and so not carrying the tree away clear to the ground. और यही नहीं, पेड़ ने उसे कितना कुछ सिखाया. He knows कि उसके ऊपर कितना pressure डालना है. To learn about not launching out too soon, that he should not launch out means better, he should not swing really hard and bring the entire tree down. Okay, entire branch clear to the ground. In the sense, he knows the balance. Life and Mother Nature has taught him the balance to swing and apply pressure to only that extent that the branch is not brought completely down to the ground, that it just hangs limp. Okay. He always kept this poised to the top branches, climbing carefully with the same pains you use to fill a cup. How sweet. He always kept his poise. It's like he always kept his poise, in the sense he always kept his balance, equilibrium, the calmness, the control. To the top branches, when he used to go to climb the top branches, climbing carefully with the same pains you use to fill a cup. All the gentle boys and girls of the town who drink, they very carefully fill their cups. He is also very careful in meddling with the tree, in torturing the tree. Okay, fill a cup up to the brim, and even up above the brim. So it's like the culture of the sophisticated. They drink their beer, and the beer is actually, it's filled up till up from, it's not, it doesn't stay at the edge, it goes beyond the edge, so it's brimming. Okay, then he flung outward, feet first, with a swish, kicking his way down through the air to the ground. अब फिर इसका क्या खेल होता था बेटा, वो बिल्कुल ऊपर चढ़ जाता था, and then he flung outwards, and then he used to jump outwards, feet first, with his feet on the ground first, and with a swish, with a very great noise, he used to kicking means moving his legs rigorously, he used to come to the ground. So once I was myself a swinger of birches. And why does the poet remember this, beta? Because he remembers that there was a time when he himself was the swinger of birches, that he used to swing on birch trees. So I dream of going back to be. It's when I'm weary of considerations. This is beautiful. He says, I want to go back to my village and become a swinger of birches. He had become so rich and famous, and he was like the city man, but he wants to go back to his village and be a swinger of birches. So I dream of going back to be. It's when I'm weary of considerations, when he's tired of thought, and when he's tired of planning, and when he's tired of not having any time for himself, he wants to go back to become a swinger of birches. And life is too much like a pathless wood. And itni success ke baad bhi, when life becomes a jungle, a forest without any path, without leading anywhere, when your face burns and tickles with cobwebs. And he says, कि आप जब जंगल में जाते हैं ना बेटा, तो बहुत सारे मकड़ी के जाले आपके मुंह पे लग जाते हैं, और फिर आपके मुंह पे जलन होने लग जाती है, tickling and face burns. So he says, where your face burns and tickles with cobwebs. What are the cobwebs? Are not only the spiders' webs, they are the cobwebs of worry, of trials and tribulations, of decadence, of physical, spiritual, mental, psychological decay. These are the cobwebs. They are broken across your face. Every time you want to go out, you see something that is sort of trying to put you down, take away the joy, take away the smile from your face, the cobwebs of all sorts of trials and tribulations. And one eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across it open. And then the one eye, a twig has actually, when you're walking across the jungle, the webs are covering your face, and a twig has actually accidentally struck your eye, and your one eye, and that eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across it. When you're walking with your eyes open, an accidental twig came and hit you. I'd like to get away from earth a while. This is beautiful, children. I want to stop here because the uploading becomes a big problem. Once they cross a certain limit, I will continue in the second edition. Thank you.